Hi y'all, this is Sharon Day from Ghost Hunting Theories, and today's Vlog Friday. I thought today I would discuss Akashic Records. What are Akashic Records, you ask? I heard you ask that. Akashic Records is a term used by those in the metaphysical world as a way of describing the universal knowledge. Everything that has been, everything that is, and everything that will be is held in a place. That place is elusive, but we seem to run in and out of currents of it all the time and capture pieces of Akashic Records. It gives us a wonderful foreknowledge. A lot of times we run into people who are forward-thinking. Oh my goodness, he invented that way beyond his time. Look at Da Vinci. He was designing helicopters when there weren't helicopters. He was tapping the Akashic Records. What was Nostradamus doing? He was tapping the Akashic Records. Yeah, Akashic Records are really cool. Psychics know often how to notice it when it occurs, when you run into currents of this. How to tap it at will, how to take it a little bit further, get a little more information from it. Some of us run into walls and all of a sudden the reading goes cold. Uh-oh, we just left the path. And it's a very weird focus it takes to stay on that path to gather that information. All of us, whether we consider ourselves psychic or not, I just consider a psychic somebody who's practiced that focus, and everybody else is psychic, but they just haven't practiced that focus. But they still are susceptible to all the same things, and that's running through these sort of currents of Akashic Records. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, you just seem to start thinking about Aunt Fanny. Aunt Fanny calls you. Surprise! We walk past a statue in a park, start thinking about dog training. Why are we thinking about dog training in a park? This makes no sense. There's no dogs here. Why am I thinking this? We go to a concert, and all of a sudden we have whirling colors and thoughts and interesting ideas in our mind, and we don't know where they're coming from. You're laying in bed at night getting ready to fall asleep. You're in that delicious alpha state when your body sinks into the mattress and your mind floats up above your body. And oh my gosh, I just had $1 million idea for a patent. How many of us keep paper and pen near the bed because of this? We are tapping Akashic Records all the time. In fact, I use this to describe what people call the reincarnation process. I don't personally believe in reincarnation in the way that most people consider it, that we actually live a bunch of lives. I believe what we're doing is we're tapping into other lives that have existed here on the earth, and for whatever reason a person has gone through that current. As a psychic, when I've had my reincarnation dreams, I knew that they were psychic reads. As much as I was in this person's perspective and I knew things that I've never known about a culture I've never experienced and a time period I never lived in, I also knew that I was reading it as a psychic, and any layperson who hasn't been tapping their psychic skills actively and learning and training in them, if they run into these currents of a past life, someone who did exist, it would seem to them as if they themselves had lived it. I don't believe that's true. Soul is a perfect form. It doesn't need to relive in mortal form. It leaves the body in perfect form no matter what it did as in the mortal process. But, of course, once again, that's my own perspective. The Akashic Records are everywhere. You're tapping them constantly, and if you get really good at it, you can focus on one of the little currents and follow it to its destiny and learn something about a subject or a person or a thing or an event that you never could have known otherwise. It's an amazing hall of records. Of everything in this universe, and we think very linear because we're three-dimensional mortals running around on this a physical world, and we sort of forget the contents that hold the universe together, that soup, that broth. And that broth, if you break it down and look at it microscopically, will show you all the contents of that soup. So that's my way of describing Akashic Records. I hope that helped. Please ask questions if you want to know more.